Trials and Tribulations, Part 13. For those of you that are new to this, we're going to be doing some voice acting. Going to be joined by... what did I say earlier? Schlebby. God, one of these days I won't be completely awful at speaking. All right. So once we left off, I believe we were at the start of... yeah, well, I told you like 3 times. That's not an excuse. I hate it here, chat. I hate it here. Good old Schlebby. Oh, boy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Everyone gets a ferret. It's a ferret. Quick. Alrighty.
Oh, okay, I'm here.
Okay, hey, you made it. Congrats. February 9, 9:47 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby, number 1.
Oh, Mr. Larice feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all.
I don't remember her secret.
This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. And in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Is that Mr. Larice is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Ms. Elise Denim, correct? You can probably turn off the air.
Oh, hold on.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed?
Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. Oye, Demon, how are you? But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe it until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. My boyfriend.
Mr. Edgeworth?
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Well, sir, I leave my defense in your capable hands.
His smooth, supple hand.
Kitten.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think we get, what's his face?
Not yet, Godot.
We'll probably end up with Franziska or something horrible. Alright, is this the Canadian judge, Demon? Kitty cuddles sound terrific. Is this Canadian judge or regular judge? Ah, son of a bitch. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it has had a chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Objection! God damn it, I was right.
Is this me?
That's you. Oh, by the way, she's German.
She's not German today. The prosecution stands ready.
And you are?
Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy.
Von Karma, you say? Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma?
Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did? Well, then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor.
Ms. Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office.
There isn't? But I'm sure once before in this court— Hey!
I told you there is no such weakling.
What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom.
What the fuck do I have a whip for?
Bailiff, remove that whip and— I have no objection to the whip.
Of course you don't. Look at that ascot. Fucking beautiful.
Yeah? Hey, Reliant. Look, it's you. Again. You don't?
The prosecution can wield a whip, drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time.
I will call out everybody in this chat if I have to, Demon. I'm starved for content.
Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I don't understand that sentence.
Well, thanks for the host, Donna.
I see you brought your flair for the histrionic.
Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah!
The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible, please. Thank you, before the defense attorney ejaculates all over the floor.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunim. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
He needs some milk.
She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture, is the weapon in question correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
Crime photo added to the court record.
There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Yo, Honor, thank you for the 10 months, homie. Big ups, that big old long sub. What's going on, man? Hope you're having a terrific holiday season and resting well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
So it begins. My first, last trial as a defense attorney.
Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
Yeah, SNES. Actually, you know what? Let me check. I'm pretty sure I do. Why is mine kicking for some reason? Actually, no. I only run a noise gate. -30 to -24, 2500, 110. I do run a global compressor off of my mixer that about 925 to 1. And I run the USB impedance is going to be different because it's running on USB. So for me, I run XLR on this into a FET head, which gives like a 40 or 50 gain boost. I'm not sure what the gain settings on the X7 are, but I'm sure you could just Google like very simple OBS setup for it and it should be fine. Yeah, I just run a noise gate, dude. That'll probably cut out 90% of the background noise. That's it. Noise, I bump a little bit of pre-gain through the mixer, which you can also run. You can route into OBS under the filter setting, and then dynamically just like change your output slider. Just run a nice tight compressor, like about 10 or 11 to 1. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Yeah.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Hey, what's up, Bono? How are you, dude? Welcome.
Once again, state your name and occupation, please.
Hey, Sharky.
Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Yeah.
The courtroom is in the Garden of Holy Judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
Yo, how was all the snow, brother? You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikini in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Yeah, let us hear what you have to say then. Yeah, I'm glad you had a great time in the snow. Once again, Honor, hope you're doing great. Who else? Did we miss everything? No, looks like I caught up on anything. Alright, first, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Apparently I was not Canadian enough. I have to work on that one. Alright, take it away, Bubber.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it.
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, I'd say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement you just made.
There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Ow, no, but I am about to pour pretty much boiling tea on my leg. Sick! Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up, violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte, and I returned to Hazakura Temple.
Bring it back now, y'all. You left Iris to help? With what?
What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. That was the ferret sneeze.
Oh, the ferret sneezed. Here to now, then yet. Are those words, Sharky, or are you just saying things you've seen on the internet?
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolyte, so that's they don't pass away.
Just to confirm this point again, that night you met Iris at the Inner Temple, correct?
Yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bath in the Inner Temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify. Well, the moose in the house were in a boot, unless you didn't know that, Sharky. Just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. I know where it is.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the Inner Temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violent. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the Hazakura Temple.
Oh, that's pretty interesting, because that's like the exact opposite of what she said, so... Objection! Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
In that case, Ms. Honcho, I'd like you to explain something. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris? She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the Inner Temple at all.
No, she said that? A defendant or witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the Inner Temple would make for a much better alibi.
But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
He does indeed have honest eyes.
All people lie. That is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Where's Reliant? Someone get me Reliant, please. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence, sir.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to that alone would do the trick.
Very well. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination. Go Habs.
That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the Inner Temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. Iris came to the Inner Temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner.
No.
Witness, let's get one thing straight.
Now let me get this straight.
The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct?
Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know.
Reliant, I want you to know that the game is making whipping and sadomasochistic jokes. You're missing out on a terrific time. The judge is also extremely Canadian.
Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Ms. Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift then, before the lights out belt was rung.
What? What?
What?
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Smugwatch 2021.
He is so smug. What a smug prick. It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. In fact, I'm in the early stages of male sexual arousal. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Is that about the cross-examination or the arousal?
I do like your good arousal.
Who doesn't? Order in.
Sister. Sister?
Sister!
This hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
Oh, you're full of shit, lady.
I see. A stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
And this is quite strange.
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she should have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Ms. Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt, and the seeds I'm finna spill in Phoenix. What?
Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart.
Sprouting somewhere.
They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Wow.
Whew.
Contradictory stimulation. Cross-penile stimulation, guys. So, like, sword fight in the bathroom, or?
After my bath.
After my bath. After my bath. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Yeah, can I get a McVodka? Ma'am, this is still a Wendy's.
I finished my bath around 11, and then I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all the things. Damn. Get going. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
No.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Ms. Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it off from this very chair. Yeah, well, something like that anyway.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look to the fool if I commented on such. Wait. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. I can't read for shit. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours?
After my bath.
Alright.
I finished my bath around 11, and then I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
No. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? Yo, kept coming in 35 months, homie, on that Prime Gaming. Super appreciated, dude. How are you today?
The autopsy report?
Yes, the potopsy report.
The snowblowbile?
The snowblow globile. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Oh, that's right. It says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on and take a 10-foot fall? Order. Yeah, the victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window down to the courtyard below.
Objection. Were there any signs of a struggle in Ms. Denim's room? If she was stabbed with a sword, that would leave a blood stain. Something, wouldn't you agree? Well, Ms. Von Karma, was there any blood?
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Yeah, nice. FF3 was super awesome. I loved it. Your whip has just caught traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. Fucking, now what am I gonna do when the Tampa Bay Lightning fucking choke? You know, you're really fucking out of order here. However, if there was no blood in the room, and your claim...
I'm sure there was no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when most blood would be lost from the body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. But with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on them. Yeah, that's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. Perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then.
Yeah, which one of you still fucking vape?
The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place.
Was she though? Really? Really? By a small child?
Was she?
Our teacher, no!
Where have I put vaping? Oh.
I regret to inform everybody in chat. Freya has been eaten by a shark again. I am very concerned, Reliant, but at least she knows what she's talking about, so chances are she's probably safe. Yeah, it's not a bad price for those, especially the originals.
This removes all the contradictions.
Does it though? Order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. He locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Yet remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please remain standing on the crate. Thank you.
Don't go selling me short now.
Stop bag holding AMC.
The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony.
Sister! Sing for him, John Croc!
I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
Oh my.
Oh?
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh my. With the whip? I'm not gonna lie, Reliant. Edgeworth has been like very curious about this whip. Bless Bubba. He's been like super absorbed about it.
All right. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place.
Oops.
Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Amy was stabbing... Wait, what? Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. I can't breathe.
What's up? My name's Shelby. I forget how old I am, and I never learned how to fucking read. All right, Bubba. I still love you.
I'm trying to not sneeze throughout this whole thing.
Or you could just like mute and sneeze.
I try.
Ugh.
Who the fuck is Mystic Amy?
Mystic Ami was the leader of the Kurain school, where Maya and Bent Neck Lady are from. Yeah, that's like their grandma. Yo, welcome back, Honor. Yeah, retro game prices are still like absolutely absurd. Like they're stupid jack.
This all confirms Ms. Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that.
When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before.
Hold it. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well?
That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further? Yes. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, when I say what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. But I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine. Yeah, I went for Edgeworth's voice to be smug and gay. I hope it's exactly where I need it to be. YouTube channels are posting about Hamilton quitting because he hasn't commented. He hasn't said anything. And the only real statement that they've put out as a team is that he's pretty disillusioned and is extremely disheartened that basically he had his championship that he worked pretty much the entire season to win in dramatic fashion in the last race of the year was pretty much stolen from him and the team and all of his fans. Literally all of the FIA's corruption and bullshit shenanigans absolutely laid bare. That is weird.
I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out.
No. How was that coming out smooth? Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
Thank you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain.
Explain yourself.
To start with, do you think that it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, he doesn't appear to be strong enough.
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail.
And in fact, actually are.
But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
Reliant, here's your chance. She's asking for volunteers. Yeah, I would like to see it too. I really would. He deserves it. Best of all time, period. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. This isn't the only issue here. This sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt. There'd be fucking blood all the way up it. Well, just look at all the branches on it. Certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. Like a ragged poop. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. Now, the wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shishido. Shishido. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection. Eat shit and die.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not finished. Let me finish! There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be some blood along the entire length of the sword.
No.
No!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can maybe manage one, if that.
Phoenix Wright would bumble until about 3.
But what does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but
Having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is...
The witness is full of fucking shit. The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishido.
what?
What? A foolishly foolish idea born from a foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool.
Let's examine this again.
But I can get that one right.
Yeah. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well... It's because Mystic Amy was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that Tsuchichi Shido was the murder weapon.
Order.
So maybe the Shishido was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
Yeah, that's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question?
Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? Huh? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Ms. Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Oh.
Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
I just made something up really quick. Hold on.
Yeah, well, the defendants in this, the witnesses in this game are awful.
What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean, maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
Why are you acting out like that?
He's been acting out all night because he's being a turd monger.
You what?
Well, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
Oh, damn, these thick boys, Bubba. Luke.
What you got the thick boys?
Got them thick Johns.
Oh, damn.
Oh, boy.
Is that the coffee, John?
Yeah. Save these.
Did you meet my apple, John?
Nah, it's still in there.
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used.
They excuse you?
The blow snowmobile.
Okay, just double checking.
It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She can drive the snowmobile after all.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape, with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate.
Exactly, Sharky.
Here is a photograph.
Look at this photograph!
Hate it.
Yeah, you're gonna hate it more.
Look at this graph.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Thank you, Chad Kroger. Chad Korger. Look
Who's
at
that?
this graph!
I don't know who Chad Kroger is, but okay.
It's Chad Kroger, but I'm intentionally fucking it up.
I don't know who that is either.
He's a lead singer in Nickelback and
Oh.
married to Avril Lavigne.
I never.
Does anyone else subscribe to the theory that Avril Lavigne actually died and her stunt double just kind of took over her body?
Yes.
I feel like I've explained this on stream before. It's a wild one. Look it up, though. It's a great conspiracy theory.
I mean, it's pretty much identical to like the Paul McCartney thing,
True.
except nobody really cares about Avril Lavigne. So
Also, true. A snowmobile. Yeah, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
the tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge.
Track's photo added to the court record.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes?
Oh, you mean the Turbo Twins? Yeah, I'm familiar with that theory as well.
The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
I saw the murder weapon around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks that indicated this snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk the Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out.
Doubt.
Sex.
I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You've finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks?
What do you...
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If that was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from, coming back.
You're right. You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it?
I see. Whilst he was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
I say you're still fucking wrong. Is there a flaw in her theory?
This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? Yes. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Ms. Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by the snow, or so claims Ms. Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were in fact not covered by snow. Well, that's cool. We got this handy-dandy weather data. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. What's up, Kihi? Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order! Order. Very well, then. It looks like Ms. Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. What?
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow.
Farmer!
My Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on weather of all the things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct?
No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data.
Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did she pull that off?
It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
The picture of the murder.
Yep.
It wasn't snowing.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right. Proving that is...
incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. Bless Baba. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception.
And that is...
the victim herself, Miss Elise Janim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be two sets of tracks.
Order. Just
what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself. But this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. And from the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At the time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained.
Can I say something?
No, fuck off. You've already had like 27 chances, lady.
This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
I don't know, that's a stretch, Chief. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge.
Not with that attitude.
So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
That sounds about right.
But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
But that isn't possible.
Order in the court. What does this all mean?
No.
So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
Yeah, I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes. I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that.
Well, good news. I know a very
Unless
big
they had
idiot.
something really important to do.
That's a shame.
Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are two things about him that do come to mind. He's an idiot and he was outside.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being.
He's a fucking idiot. This individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Larry fucking Butts.
It's Laurice.
Oh, this guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Delaroc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, at least in him.
Her student? Oh, interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder?
That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris. But it may cost us credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist.
Smooth.
He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man. What exactly was it that he saw?
I intend to extract that from him, right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I?
Fucking nope. I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Yeah, very well.
Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today, I'm going to get everything. Every last drop. What, Bubba?
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then. The court is now in recess.
To be continued. To be fair, Phoenix is an idiot, a little bit. Alright, do we need like a 2 or 3 minute break, Bubbers? You can blow your nose. You need to take allergy meds or anything? Okay. I'm sorry, you're very stuffy.
Oh, Miles Edgeworth has many, many secrets.
Does he? I mean, look, neither him nor Phoenix have come to terms with their very, very homosexual relationship. As far as I know. Anyway, February 9, 11:15 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say.
Ew, boo, going to work. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
All right. I'll help you in any way I can.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
First, about that night, you really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing now. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it is me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Alright, bitch, we're in the middle of a trial. Come
We
on.
have got 20 minutes.
Bro, I ain't got time for this.
I got bronchitis.
My emphysema.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, something like that, Honor. Welcome to Phoenix Wright, where the points are made up and nothing matters.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until after her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the acolyte.
The Acolyte? Huh. You must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Denim?
No matter who or what may come, I can never take a life.
As I thought, no psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. February 9, 11:36 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Court will now reconvene. Ms. Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Fucking.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
What the witness was sketching when he was detained.
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was to capture you.
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court.
Ending E is very possible without any help. Just view the quests and search all the boxes. For Nier Automata, getting ending E without help, yeah, super easy. Finish the quest, look around.
Larice Dunim, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
Get over here! It would seem that Whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Okay, let me grab like
some water or something, because Larry's voice is tricky.
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Oh, the bullet hell? Yeah, it's doable. I've gotten pretty damn close multiple times. Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, iridian.
I hate you,
Larry,
arts.
this isn't an art store, now is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields?
I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial. At all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Ouch! Hey! Ow!
Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Ms. Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness! That was all your fault. Better fucking testify right now.
This is too much for me.
Big, stupid, fucking idiot, Larry Butts.
Yeah, I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to a bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. You didn't even ask. I'm just gonna fucking tell you. Larry fucking Butts, super stupid fucking serial testimony. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. And my teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy?
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name or occupation? Or anything else?
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex.
He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching. Thank you. Just a reminder, everybody, Larry Butts is not authorized to apply margarine to anyone in the courtroom or gallery. Thank you. We can delve into the other details at a later time. I mean, to be fair, Larry is an idiot.
You do kind of sound like Meowth, though. I'll never unhear that now.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised it took like 3 weeks for people to pick that one up.
Okay, so here's what I saw. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. Yeah, I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either.
Why you fucking lying, Larry?
Why you always lie?
Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me?
Yeah, it certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me? Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. Dude, I'm telling you, SNES. If something stinks, it's likely Butts. That reality will not change. But, what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you today, buddy. It's like, this is a fucking layup, okay? I'm literally begging you, Larry. I think I'll fuck it up instead. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But hey, anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? Good old Harry Butts. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have had to been around, I don't know, 10:30? I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. I was totally burned out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was laying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and fucking Dusky Bridge was on fire. And there was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. Press X to doubt. Oh, I have to press this one. Well done, Your Honor.
Oh, then why don't you try testing this penalty, too?
Damn. Okay, fine, I'll press him. You said right away? But exactly how long after that strike was that? The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around, I don't know, 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, It had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk? And how did Dusty Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kid make during school camping trips can compare. Well, should I press him on a little bit more info? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with this serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and, tell somebody. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Huh? Oh yeah, okay, a reason. My reason... It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have the time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You told me before about the burning bridge yesterday. There's still something that doesn't quite fit. Looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. I'm not repeating it for the 4th time.
Quitter.
Ah, there it is. I arrived at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Your very existence being a contradiction, and I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like I'm some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know? 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? I'm terrible at this. This is so much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge and immediately went to see what had happened. That's correct? Yeah, well, I wasted about the first 5 minutes, but more or less. I have the weather date, the night of the murder. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Ridge. Meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible.
What do you mean?
What does that mean?
That boy needs therapy.
Purely psychosomatic. Sorry, fading a little bit. 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me, I have an objection. You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean? That boy needs therapy. Grab a kazoo. Let's have a tune. And when I count to 3, that boy needs therapy. You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Maurice. Rah!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been even earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca Von Karma. The slope ahead of you is slippery, especially when wet. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means, what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop fucking hiding things and tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. When you shit so hard, you got that splash.
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes. There's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident, Larry?
Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there to simply watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still right there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Dude, they're dunking on Larry so hard.
But this is Larry we're talking about. Even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. Everything.
Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
Staring directly into your soul like a psychopath. I'm a doonim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up. Really? That's what you're going with? Well,
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
that's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
Oh, and what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did you think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. I'm a do-nim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Yeah, were you, Larry? Sketching the burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? Oh, you want to hear this from my lips too, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is...
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
Yeah, whip it out. Whip it out, Larry. Let's see
Whip
it.
it real good.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
This does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I got a terrible feeling that the instant the sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please? Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it'd turn out like this. Imagined what, Larry? That Laurice Donim's debut would take place here, today. This. Ouch!
Show it now.
Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Donim.
I'm pretty sure this is an NFT. Ah. Well. So this is a Dusky Bridge, correct? Yeah, quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Ms. Von Karma.
Yes, well... It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is gonna get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry? What? The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly, or I will choke you. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant while lying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you high?
The girl, she's really high up in this picture.
What has gotten into you? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You used to be subtle. You don't even care anymore.
You don't even care anymore, Larry Butts. You're just fibbing. Yeah, stooping the defendant. Whoops. What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination, please, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradictions here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Really, Bubba, you're not gonna sing along?
What? No, I don't know the other words.
We're rehearsing a scene for the upcoming company play called Put That Thing Back Where It Came From, or So Help Me. Poke myself in the eye. Put that thing back where it came from, or I'll poke myself in the eye.
It's one of my favorite musicals. Gotta tell you.
Interesting. If you're still here, Honor, there's a little bit of news that I just saw. Apparently, Formula One is going to... They've not only banned talking to the director mid-race, but they're also pretty much banning radio transmissions to be broadcast because of, well, all the outbursts from the drivers about what happened. So yeah, there's that.
Now hurry up and cross-examine him.
I'm a denim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching. I was in front of the bridge, whipped into a frenzy of art.
February, let's go.
I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering.
No, it wasn't. She gave it to Phoenix.
Larry, did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain.
And what might that be?
That the person who flew over this bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ow!
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
I'm ready for FF6. Let's go. Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course he was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris. Iris is my darling hood. Ow!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Please. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Phoenix who took the flight? What were you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog!
Andrew, this is a tough voice with all the corn stuck in my throat.
Just like the half-melted cheese.
Very sad now. I won't be able to hear Valtteri about weird. To be fair though, we lost most of the fun with being in sport anymore.
Kimi. I will never watch F1 racing again.
Leave me alone, I know what I'm doing.
Steering wheel!
Gloves, steering wheel!
Kimi, you got the points.
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage. I'm not even going to hang it up on the fridge.
Damn. What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive?
Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Maurice Denim, shall prove it.
Larry's over here huffing the fucking Jenkum lab in the shack. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again, unfortunately. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, please. And show us that your evidence. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay. I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me.
So when I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. It's covered in blood. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
A crystal sphere?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That sphere. Where did you find it?
Homie, did you just fuck up the goddamn crime scene? Bubba Gibbs is gonna whoop his ass.
Oh, let me see. Around here? Somewhere? Yeah, there. That looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow?
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
Hey, that's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood.
Damn, called it.
What? Blood? Crystal sphere added to the court record.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Larice Denim only a few minutes ago? When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Oh, fuck. I hit the fucking wrong button. Maybe the lady that... Larry, we need to talk. That night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was that stupid idiot? Miss Elise Denim, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph. Give it back. Ouch!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find.
Oh yeah, babe. How easy is it for you to find fucking pure purple crystal spheres that are like hand-sized?
Depends on the material. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah! The crystal sphere. It's gone. What? Oh, but there's Noodle Doodle.
I know.
Just, what does that mean? If anyone jumped or flew across that bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Ms. Elise Denim?
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
Rejected!
You can't do that. I drew that one out.
And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Denim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection. Ms. Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and fucking clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe that this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Nim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere, please. It is, if it is not related to this case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
No. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. Love you, Phoenix. That's the way Phoenix Wright would. Damn, them bitches gay. Good for them. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I am up to my eyeballs in debt.
I will never financially recover from this.
I will never... That bitch, Carol Baskin. I'll never financially recover from this.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Well, I guess I could put that out there. Oh yeah, if it was half buried, that makes sense. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. Wait. When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing.
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Ah. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Order.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to the Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose.
What? What could have been?
This sphere. There's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this juncture. The real crime scene was near the foot of the Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Ms. Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sisters saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Objection! That simply won't do. That's not exactly true, now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing.
No, it isn't. You said it yourself?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least Unim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. I just need to prove that my version of events is also perfectly plausible.
Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation, please. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
It's on the snow glow. On that snowy night, there's only one way that body could have been moved. Charles Barkley, shut up and jam Gaiden. Yes, the witnesses in this series are awful. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Ooh. Order, ow!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth.
Bless.
You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
Not if she didn't kill her. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim Elise Tunim really killed? And if her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, what the hell is this fucking thing? This needs a fucking... we need to take this to the Geneva fucking convention or the Hague. This is horrible. This is an atrocity. Just what does this image mean? I didn't even see the text. I was just joking on it.
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
It depends, Yutaka. If you could prove plausible deniability that they were acting in what they thought was best interest, worst case would probably be accidental death. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it has to be something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you.
Well, that settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Her.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one reason alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had frenzied whipping. Hey, yow!
Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame. Hey!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You're.
Ow! Hey, yo!
I demand satisfaction.
Anyway, this fucking circus of monkeys. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in the courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution.
And with this, the rest is up to you.
Court is now adjourned.
Bless, Bubba. Hell yeah.
Well, with that, we have like 10 minutes left in stream. I think it would be a great time to save it here, and I'll just do some of my Genshin stuff to wrap up the end of the night. Sound good? Good job, Bubbers.